latest things to come around, I mean, with any news recently, because there's not much news right now, is that CBS reported that Stephon Gilmore is available for trade and that he wants to be traded, and that one of the teams who could be trading for him is the San Francisco 49ers. So when you hear that, Sunil, what do you think?
So I don't know how long you've been following me, but I was probably the first person back before we even traded up for quarterback, all this kind of stuff. I said trade Jimmy G for Stephon Gilmore straight up. And I was bringing that up way back, and people were killing me for it. Why would you go after Stephon Gilmore? And I brought up, hey, he's in the last year of his contract. He's actually in a very he's only making like, I think it was like 12, 15 million this year, maybe even less, but it was rarely comparative for like a QB, a CB1. He wasn't making like ridiculous money for it. And at that time, Bill Belichick was still didn't have his quarterback solution. Cam wasn't signed. They didn't, obviously the draft, they didn't know what was going to happen. So I was thinking, they were excited about Jimmy G. Trade straight up for Stephon Gilmore because I thought him and Verrett would be an unstoppable combo at corner. But now that we're looking at it this deep in, the only way we're going to be able to do that is getting rid of Jimmy G, right? And so now it's like, is Jimmy G more valuable than Stephon Gilmore? That's the real question. And also, obviously, we'd have to give up a second-round pick, which means we have no first or second next year. Which
you see, I think that's where people get a little too optimistic. I don't think if you look at the history, and I was just looking at recent corners who have been traded, I don't think it's going to be quite a second-round pick. I think that's the best the Patriots could get. But if you look just last year, for example, Darius Slay was traded for a third-round pick and a fifth-round pick. So I don't think the 49ers will have to give up a second for him. But like you're saying, you still have to give up a decent amount of draft capital. And with all the draft capital this team has given up this offseason, it's going to be even more. Right. So
I'm not against it. I think it's actually a great, if they could get him for a third or get him for a third and a fifth, I think it's really good because now it gives us, we could have Verrett and Gilmore play side by side. Obviously, with the receivers that we have to deal with in the NFC West, having two shutdown corners will be amazing because it seems like every receiving core that we're going against has two bona fide starters at receiver. And then, both of them are on the last year of their deal. So whomever plays the best, if they get outbid, we could take the second best and re-sign them. I think it puts the 49ers in a great position, even going into the next offseason as well, because we have two guys that are already going to be in the system. And I'm a huge Stephon Gilmore fan. I think Gilly Lock would be awesome. So I would definitely do it, but I just don't know. Obviously, I don't know if like getting rid of Jimmy at this point for nothing is, something that it makes sense either. So I don't know.